Well, the Olympic Games are exactly 1 week away. The first group of foreign dignitaries who will attend the opening ceremony have arrived in the Chinese capital. Liu Ying reports.
Princess Haya of Jordan, the wife of the Vice President and Prime Minister of the United Arab Emirates, was one of the first foreign dignitaries to arrive in Beijing. Princess Haya is the president of the International Equestrian Federation and is a member of the International Olympic Committee. IOC President Jacques Roga and his predecessor Juan Antonio Samaranch also arrived in Beijing on Thursday. The number of foreign dignitaries attending the opening ceremony is expected to exceed previous Olympic Games. U.S. President George W. Bush, Russian Prime Minister Vladimir Putin, and French President Nicolas Sarkozy will attend. They will also hold bilateral talks with Chinese leaders during their stay in Beijing. August 7th is expected to be the peak day for the arrival of international VIP guests.
More than 80 foreign political leaders and senior government officials are expected at the opening ceremony of the Beijing Olympics. And China is proud to host what could be the biggest absence of foreign dignitaries in the history of the Games. Liu Ying, CCTV, Beijing.
Well, one of the state leaders expected in Beijing is, of course, U.S. President George W. Bush. Earlier, we spoke to him for CCTV, and he spoke of the significance of his visit and, of course, of Sino-U.S. relations.
So, thank you very much, Mr. President, for joining us.
Thank you, sir.
The much-anticipated Beijing Olympic Games will be opening in Beijing in just about a week's time, and you'll be attending the opening ceremonies on August 8th. And the Chinese people are very much looking forward to your visit. So at this moment, what are your expectations for the Beijing Games, and what kind of messages will you bring to the Chinese people?
Our first message to the Chinese people is, I respect the Chinese people. Respect the history, tradition. And I'm coming as the president of a friend, and I'm coming as a sportsman. And I'm looking forward to the competition. I'm looking forward to seeing, I think I'm going to go to the U.S.-Chinese basketball game. And I'm not coming alone. You know, my wife is coming, a lot of my family is coming as well, so it's going to be great.
But you are under a kind of pressure from politicians here in Washington who, call on you not to go to Beijing.
Yeah.
But you insist on going. So out of what consideration did you make such a decision?
I think it's best for U.S.-China's relations that I go. I know it's important for me to send a clear signal to the Chinese people that we respect them. I tell people that, of course, we got differences with China on the issues. They've got differences with us on the issues. But the best way to conduct our diplomacy and conduct our relations is without a mutual respect. And it's much more likely a Chinese leader will listen to my concerns if he knows I respect the people of China.
China and the United States are going to celebrate 30 years of diplomatic relations in January 2009.
Yes.
Yeah. How would you evaluate, the development between our two countries in the diplomatic field in the last 30 years, and particularly during two of your administrations, if you can give us a self-assessment?
Well, I think they've grown very, strategic. For example, the strategic dialogue on economics that Secretary Paulson's leading, that is very unique. And so he goes to China, and the Chinese leaders come here, and our cabinet, many of our cabinet, works with their counterparts, and it's a broadening and strengthening relationship. We've dealt with some tough problems in a way that's cordial and respectful, and I would say that they're very good relations.
The Olympic Games is, of course, the biggest sporting stage in the world. It gives athletes a chance to show their speed, their strength, and, of course, their skill. The competitors, as we see in this next report, all have dreams they hope to realize here in Beijing.
Football enjoys a solid fan base in Japan. The head coach of its men's Olympic team is hoping to win a medal at the Beijing Games. The first step towards that goal will come in a week when they face the U.S. team in a group match. At a press conference in Beijing on Wednesday, Australia's field hockey team said they were well prepared and aiming for gold in Beijing. They won the gold medal at the 2000 Sydney Games. This Olympics, the Australian team is in a group with South Korea, the Netherlands, Spain and China. Hungary's Zsuzsanna Vorish hopes to defend the modern pentathlon gold medal she won in Athens. The 31-year-old says she's still in good shape and her experience will help her performance. The first group of British athletes have arrived at the Olympic Village. They say they're happy with the living conditions and have high expectations for the Games.
Yes, this is my first visit to China. I've never been before. I'm really excited about going. I've got some friends already in the Olympic Village and they say it's absolutely amazing and the Chinese people are being very accommodating, so I can't wait to get on the plane.
I know that China's put an awful lot of emphasis and effort into making this what will probably be the best Games ever, so can't wait to get out there.
The Australian rowing team is going through their final strokes in the outskirts of Sydney. 4 years ago, the team won 4 Olympic medals, and they're feeling in even better form for the Beijing Olympics. Song Wei, CCTV.
At another press conference, the deputy head of the Civil Aviation Administration of China, Yang Guoqing, said that after 5 years' preparation, air transport during the Olympics will run smoothly. He said Beijing Capital International Airport will receive 1,500 flights and 260,000 passengers a day from August 1st, setting new records in the airport's history. Yang Guoqing said this presented an unprecedented challenge of handling the largest and most complex air traffic in Chinese history. Yang said that contingency plans are in place for emergencies. In terms of infrastructure, the CAAC has invested over 70 billion yuan, or more than $10 billion in the project since 2000. The air traffic control system and information facilities have been greatly improved. Li Chong, CCTV.
Back to Beijing, the Olympics are of course only 1 week away. Authorities say they're confident of complete safety of food supplies and that also air transport during the Games will run smoothly. Li Chong has asked.
A Beijing Food Safety Administration official told a press conference that the capital's Food Quality Control Department had sent inspectors to monitor the entire process of Olympic food supply, making sure nothing would go wrong.
With less than 10 days to go, we shoulder this responsibility for the perfect safety of Olympic food. We are able to achieve that and confident that we will do so.
The spokeswoman said the city government had enormously improved its monitoring and supervision systems in the food supply industry since 2005. This was achieved through implementing a special action plan for the safety of Olympic food, as well as local laws on food safety.